Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss chapter 5 from Vistas Should Wizard Hit Mommy? It has been written by John Updike, and John Updike has brought out social issues through his stories. Through this story, he is trying to explain to the readers that parents are always right, or say, mother is always right, and whatever they do, they always do it for their children or the well being of the children. It shows that parents want that their children should grow up as per their expectations. However, children, on the other hand, they have their own ambitions and aspirations, their own ideas and thought processes. So, through this particular story, the author is trying to show the conflict of ideas between the two, that is, the parents or the elders and the children. John Updike, the author, had been suffering from a serious illness in which he had patches all over his body. Black and white patches were there. So he was left all alone. Nobody befriended him. He had to live life in isolation. He was very sad and depressed during his childhood due to this problem. And his mother was the only one who came to his rescue. His mother stood like a pillar to him throughout his life, due to which he had been able to achieve a position and become whatever he had. It's all because of the pains taken by his mother, or it can be because of the stand taken by his mother for him. So he is trying to show this from this story, Should Wizard Hit Mommy? Here, the protagonist of the story, Jack, is the mouthpiece of the author, through which, through his mouthpiece, the author is trying to show us the two themes running in the story, that is, the perspective of the adult differs from that of the child, and the other one, that parents or mother, whatever she does, it is always for the well-being of the children. So the protagonist of the story, Jack, is a married man. His wife Claire is pregnant, and they have a 4-year-old daughter Jo and a 2-year-old son Bobby. Jack has been narrating stories to Jo for last 2 years, and this tradition has become a ritual for him, because this is the method by which he makes Jo go to bed or take a nap. But all his stories have exhausted now, and now he has taken taken a new course, that he has made a structure of a story on which his all the stories are based. All the stories are almost same except for slight variations, and the animal or the creature is, these are animal stories which are loved by children, and the creature is usually named Roger. It can be Roger fish, Roger squirrel, or Roger chipmunk. And this creature has some problem, and with that problem he goes to the wise old owl. The owl tells him to go to the wizard. Wizard performs a magic spell that solves the problem, and then wizard demands pennies from the creature, and the creature does not have any penny. In the same line continuation, wizard tells the creature a place where extra pennies can be found, and the creature goes to that place, digs out pennies, and gives it to wizard. So this is how the story moves on, and when the creature's problem is solved, he becomes very happy. He plays with other friends, and when he goes home, he hears the train whistle, and his daddy comes home from Boston, and then Jack describes their supper. So, this is how the story goes on almost every day. Jo, who was a little girl when the story session started, that was around 2 years back, has now become quite inquisitive. Earlier, she used to listen to the stories in a very silent manner, but now she does not remain silent. Rather, as she is growing older, she has begun to ask a number of questions. Sometimes Jack is not able to invent a new story, or the he could not find a new hero for the story. So this is Joe who suggests him the hero of the story, or she puts up questions to him regarding different things, not only the meanings of the words but the idea of the story as well. So here Jack is telling story to Joe again, and she's not like a little child who keeps sleeping. She has started tugging the covers, or she has started moving her legs under the cover, and now she thinks when Joe Jack asked her to suggest a hero for the story, she suggests that this is a skunk, and the new animal upon which the story is spoken or narrated is skunk. So Jack begins the story in the same fairy tale style of narration. Once upon a time, in the deep dark woods, there was a tiny little creature by the name of Roger Skunk, and he smelled very bad. So, this is how Jack has been explaining the problem. The story is very simple. You can easily read out and can understand the story. So, Jack begins and he narrates the problem that the skunk has a very foul smell. So, no other animal comes to play with him, and all the other animal has rejected his friendship and moved away. So, the skunk starts weeping, crying, and Joe, because she is a very little child, she behaves just like the animal do. If the animal is happy, she is also happy. If the animal is sad, she also becomes sad. So she started crying because skunk had the problem, and no animal would befriend him. So Jack is seeing the girl crying. Still, he is not in a mood to move to the story and fast forward the story quickly in order to quieten the girl. Rather Jack wants that he is telling something true to the child, and the child must know at this stage that there are problems as well in life, and we have to cope up and adjust with the problems. He's trying to explain to the child here through this narration that life is not just a bed of roses, rather thorns are also coming along with it, and we need to adjust ourselves or cope up with the surroundings or the situation which we fall. So he moves along the story, and see, Joe has started suggesting him the other or the next part of the story. So skunk moves to the owl. Owl suggests him to go to the wizard, and um, wizard has to cast a magical spell. But before that, again the girl has become very inquisitive in asking, are magic spells real? So she has come to such a stage of life that she has started thinking, she has started putting up ideas, and that's why she is trying to confirm, are these magic spells real? And nowadays she has started questioning almost everything. So now the skunk moves to the wizard, and Jack is special effects into his story narration, and he's trying to create the face like that of an old man, and tries to imitate the voice of the wizard as well. And the wizard asks skunk that what's the problem and what does he want, and the skunk said that because he was smelling foul, he needs good smell, and it can be the smell of roses. And the wizard cast a magical spell, changes the smell, foul smell, into the smell of roses or fragrance of roses. Okay, then skunk moves to his home. He's very happy. He has other friends to play with. But then, when his mother looks at him, she is astonished to see that he has started smelling like roses. And the skunk mother, gets very much annoyed with this smell of roses. She goes back to the wizard, takes the skunk along with her, and hits the wizard on his head and asks him to change his smell back to his original unique smell, because it was his identity. So the wizard said okay, and wizard changed the smell of roses again to the bad or foul smell. So here the little child Jo is not satisfied, and she feels very bad about it, and she says that the mother is wrong because she can feel the situation of little skunk, as little skunk was again discarded by his friends. No other animals play with him. So it's all because of this that Joe is not ready to continue the story in this manner. Rather, she keeps clinging on to her father to change the course of the story, and she says that this is very wrong what you're telling. Rather, the wizard should hit the mommy on her head and should tell her that the skunk should smell like roses, because it's because of this beautiful smell that he has been able to have friends and can enjoy his life. So that's the difference of opinion between the elder and the child. Here, Jack does not agree to Joe's demand of changing the story, but Joe keeps on insisting Jack to change, and he has at last said that okay, tomorrow we'll see. He has just tried to delay the matter, and he moves downwards to see what Claire, his wife, is doing. And his wife read the story. There, Jack finds himself caught in between the two, caught in an ugly middle position. So here, this ugly middle position refers to um, the position that he has been caught in between his wife Claire and his daughter Joe. He has tried to narrate a story to Joe in order to take in order to make so that he can come downwards to help his wife. But then, because of changing attitude of Joe, she has become inquisitive, has started questioning the things, has become thoughtful about the things. So it took a long time for Jack to convince her that adults or the mother is always right, and whatever she has done, it's all for the well-being of the child. So this is what refers to caught in an ugly middle position. He could not satisfy both, neither his daughter Joe by narrating the story, nor his wife Claire, because his wife feels that he has taken too much time narrating the story and he's not ready, like he's reluctant to help her in the painting of the woodwork. So that's all about the story. The story is really very interesting and brings out a very practical issue which the younger generation is facing. So thank you. Have a nice day.